Can you just talk about how Pat Kugler did in his first start?
Yeah, he did outstanding. He graded out the highest of all offensive linemen. Just very effective. Really happy with the way the offensive line played, and Pat played his best game.
Stay on the left, John.
In addition to the offensive line, what were the things on the offensive side of the ball that jumped out on the video that you liked about Saturday?
The run game, liked our pass protection. Liked in the passing game we hit big plays. We executed at times very well. The play action was extremely good, and we moved the ball. We were able to move and score points, and feel like you turn some of those red zone field goals into touchdowns, and you score 40, 45 plus points.
Right here in the front.
Obviously every game plays out differently, but with the way Isaac succeeded in the first game, do you try to get the ball in his hands more going forward?
Well, that was the plan going into the game as well. But yeah, he had a terrific game. He's gonna be our offensive player of the week. Really got us going. Some off-schedule third down runs. I thought he played brilliantly. Really happy for him. And Chris as well had good runs, and so did Karan Higdon. We really felt good about those three backs in the ball game, and we continue to feel good about them coming out of the ball game and going forward.
She said on Saturday that forced fumble at the end was a culmination of a lifetime of work. What's impressed you most about him, his progression there after bouncing around position to position a little bit early in his career?
The motor. His energy, his effort, fast. It's the speed at which he does it, and he's a strong player. And it's speed and strength. Those are huge for football as a team and as an individual player. And combine that with his get up and go, his motor, his gung ho attitude. It's a great combination for a football player.
Stay on the left here, Coach Steve.
Jim, the 4th and 1 play on the first drive of the second half. Talk about all that went into that, implementing that, having to make ahead of time, I would imagine, the decision that you have to go for it quickly to keep them off balance, and the success of that play.
Well, it was a play we worked on a lot in camp. I think we all, as a team, knew what play we were going to call. Just decided we're going for it, and Coach Drevno, Pep, all of us, we agreed on the play. It gets sent in. Our players were ready for it, and they executed it. And right as the ball's getting snapped, I get pessimistic. What are we doing this for? Why are we doing this? This is dumb. Second guessing myself, and then boom, he cracks it for the first down, and then a nice game. Good job. Good job.
A little bit of an element of surprise. How did that factor in the success of it?
Yeah, it was a jump the ball type of play and a rush the ball type of play, but it really wasn't a surprise to us, our coaches or our players. It's something that we really worked hard on and worked a lot for that particular situation.
To your right, Coach Aaron.
Going back to Ty, where have you seen him improve the most?
Ty has been a very elusive runner. He's been outstanding. I think his pass protection has improved greatly. He's always been a good catcher of the ball, and his instincts are good and improving.
Over here to the left, Rachel.
Nolan Elizio made the start right tackle. What did he do to earn the starting job, and how would you value his performance?
He competed and won the job against. There was Juwan Bushell-Beatty, John Runyon, all were in competition for that job, and he was just a little bit better.
How would you value his performance?
I thought he did good, Rachel. Some things to improve on. I would say that some mistakes, physical mistakes where we got beat, and I would say that for our offense in general, there were some good things, and and there's a lot for us to coach. And we're going to attack that today.
Over here, sir.
You had a lot of success on 3rd and long plays normally, which would be viewed as passing plays by running for the first down. How much does that help keep a defense off balance when you can run the ball on a play that normally would be thought of as a passing down?
Yeah, that's referred to it as an off-schedule 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9 type of run play. That that there's a bit of element of surprise there, no question. And you don't get it. Some of the fans boo. Why would you run it on 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 10? So you're playing this. You're trying to make the right call at the right time, and sometimes you're right, and sometimes you're not.
Right here, Kevin.
Going forward, do you expect to be able to use John O'Gorn maybe a series or 2 games going forward? And along those lines, what did you like about how Wilton handled the whole situation?
As I said, there was a lot of good things, and there's things to coach, things to improve, and definitely if you can't handle that type of situation when something goes bad, I mean it's the wrong position to be playing. So I thought he did very well. Sometimes that breaks a guy. Sometimes they can bounce back from it the next game. Sometimes they can bounce back from it in the same game, and sometimes they can't. But definitely if you can't, and if it affects you to the point where you can't go execute, or unwilling therefore to take any chances or risk after that, that's the sign that you can't handle it real well. And he kept firing. It was very reminiscent. Make a sports analogy of a golfer that hits one on the water and then takes another one out of his pocket, drops it, and shooting for the flag again. So I thought he showed that.
And will John, can you foresee using John in games going down the line?
Yeah, Will's going to be the starter, and we'll John is very much believe in John, and John will be used again.
In the back, Nick.
Jim,
Played again.
with the
Used again seems kind of.
the offensive line, we're talking about something maybe more athletic. You like the athleticism up front. Did you sense that? Could you see some of that in terms of maybe not falling off the block? You said it wasn't perfect, but with their ability to maybe just whether you got one way or the other, could you sense the added athleticism up front?
Yes.
Throughout the game?
Yes, I thought I thought that showed. Very, very, very happy with Michael Wayne. Where you go into it and you think, okay, Mason Cole's our best offensive lineman, and then Ben Bredesen, right there, close. I mean, Michael Wayne or Ben Bredesen, who's better? That's they're both ascending, and Mike's ascending real fast. And then Pat Cougar to have the type of game he did, and Nolan Ulizio. I mean, we're better. It shows, I think, more athletic. To your point, I mean, there's times consistently during the season last year where we were getting beat, and there was free runners on the quarterback, and there's a lot less of that in this ball game against a very good defensive line and linebacker core where, I mean, they're fast. I mean, they're a penetrating, physical front, and very athletic and long. And it was we were getting them blocked. We were moving our feet, and it wasn't perfect, but it's a good place to be, and glad we're at that level. You don't know where you're going to be exactly until you play your first game, and okay, we're at a good level. We can improve it. We can improve from here, and just as a team, you played your first game. I want this to be a season of increases for our football team, for our offense, our defense, our special teams, and we're very focused on that right now, and things to coach. I mean, things can't wait to go coach, and address, and things as a coach you feel should have done a better job making sure that was addressed. You throw an interception, the receivers, the tight ends, the backs, the skill players, quarterback, the line, everybody has to go make that tackle. I mean, we were atrocious in just standing there and watching. And that starts with me, and it starts with the coaches. But it will get addressed. Yeah, chomping at the bit to go address that one.
In the back end.
Tackle next time yourself.
That's oof.
There's a couple guys Saturday night who said they were kind of motivated or fired up about some perceived slights, whether it was Florida players talking in the summer or people talking about the team was too young to have success. Tonight you addressed that a little bit Saturday night. But
Yeah.
do you like sort of the salty, proven wrong identity that those guys kind of take into the season?
Oh, sure. I mean, I think everybody does to an extent. I mean, experience has taught, whether it's an opposing coach that's predicting they're going to kick your butt, or it's opposing players saying they're going to do this or beat you, or that kind of talk. I mean, it goes into the category of easier said than done, and always looked at it that way.
Over to the right, Adam.
So you give it its due.
As far as being too young, is that a similar category?
No, I would say it's really not something that it's been any different than any other off season or year. It's a season of increases and daily. Better today than yesterday. Better tomorrow than today. I mean, that's where our focus is. So simple that it just may work, and we hang on that principle of improvement will lead to success, will lead to championships theory.
Got time for 3 more. We're going to start with Adam on the right.
And irrelevant freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, or 5th year, we all should be doing that. Coaches, that's our plan.
How do you feel your tight ends blocked in the run game? Who stood out in that aspect?
Well, another area of improvement needed, and but talented guys that are very athletic and did really good things. Sean McKean blocked really well. Tyrone Wheatley really had his moments. Nick Eubanks showed what he can do. Zach Gentry, has come so far as a blocker. I mean, you talk about, what's getting better mean? What does improvement mean? Is it just something you throw out there and say no? I mean, look at Zach Gentry and the improvement he has made as a blocker. I mean, he is going to be, has the license and the ability to be, just phenomenal. So all 5 of our tight ends, I feel like are really talented and improving, and didn't pitch the perfect game, but played well and are ascending. The same all.
Middle, Angelique.
Jim, you mentioned Kai was your offensive player of the week. From a defensive performance like you had, was it hard to pick your defensive player of the week, and who was that?
No, Devin Bush Jr. I thought he stood out, and he had the 2 sacks. Contributed, ran sideline to sideline. Made the tackles. But I'm not saying that it was hard. It was hard. I mean, because it was the defense, the way they played. It was the best since I've been here coaching that I've seen our defense run to the football. I mean, holes open up and then close. Pursuit, nobody on the ground, everybody getting up, running, making the tackle. What we need to do when there's an interception, we need to watch that tape and put it on and get the 3 fumbles. I mean, 3 fumbles. We had 6 last year. We had three in this game, and we diving on their mistakes and pursuing. And because you're running to the ball at all times, I mean, it makes that possible. You're there in a position to dive on somebody's mistakes when they occur. Don Brown had an excellent game plan. I mean, changed up the defense, and schematically, and worked one style of offense with the first quarterback that was in there, and then when they went to Malik Zaire, changed. Went more read option, and it adapted. The scheme held up and adapted. Our players knew it. They knew what they had in the one, and then they knew what they had with the next, and they were on it. So yeah, very happy. We're a confident unit, really well coached defensive unit, and we thought we were going to be good, and we were good, and we will continue to build. But I was really pleased with the way they ran to the ball, and I know I read some of the sacks, 6 sacks and by 5 different people. Really, Rashawn Gary should have a half sack on Dave. He was. If somebody makes a sack all by themselves, then that's a sack. If there's 2 guys making a sack, then it's a half sack for each. But Rashawn's in on those as well, and McRae got one. I mean, that's a sack. That's a sack. It's him. The other guy's kind of falling off, and he comes around and makes a sack. But just running to the ball and getting those fumbles is key, because we're in so much man-to-man coverage that you're not always seeing the ball come out of the quarterback's hand, and it's harder to get the interceptions. But diving on those mistakes and those fumbles was critical. I really thought the way our defense ran to the ball was the best I've seen here.
Does it look like a faster defense to you? It certainly looked like it.
It did, yeah. I mean, that's as much pursuit and as how fast the holes closed up, and yeah, it looked fast, faster. I don't know. That sounds like a comparison, but it looked fast.
All right, last question to Chris. I'll bring up the players.
Coach Brandon Wise and David Baldwin out for a bit. Do you have updates on their statuses?
Not yet. No, they're still going through the treatment. I think I have a pretty good idea that we're in really good shape coming out of this game. I think both those youngsters will be fine. Kind of minor, couple day kind of things. We'll see, for sure.
Thanks, Coach.
I was just going to ask about Nordy.
Yeah, sure.
He looks effortless on a lot of these. I know he missed from 50 and missed shorter, but he looks effortless. Is that how he's been since you recruited? I mean, is like that kind of kicker? It doesn't look like he has to do much to.
He's got a great leg. There's no question about it. We've worked very hard, and you got to give Cameron Cheeseman a lot of credit. You got to give Garrett Moore's a lot of credit. I mean, that whole battery. It's a battery. It's a battery. And 2 out of the 3 got to go really well for it to make a kick. 1 out of the 3 go well, and you're not going to make the kick. So, so that team effort was good. He's got the leg. I think he responds to the moment and to the pressure. I think he's got that wonderful quality about him. The short one he missed, I mean, that was a technique issue. He started too soon, and we have that's a bit of a theme that we have. I mean, there's a lot of offensively, and in the special teams, we wasn't perfect. We didn't pitch the perfect game there, but definitely things to coach and see if we can improve.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll bring up the players.
But that was a Michigan record. 2 50-plus field goals in one game. How long have they been playing football at Michigan? 130 years. A lot of years. It's a lot of years. Pardon? Oh, the haircut? He's got nice hair. He's got some options. Yeah. Okay.